So the best way to approach a belief that you are aware of ever so slightly at the edge of your mind, but you are also aware you don't want to look at it, there's some resistance or fear there, is simply to appreciate that it's great to be aware that it's there and that it's holding you back in some way, because that must be how you've been made aware of it. So you've got a blind spot of sorts. And it's very important not to try and hit this headlong on, or resistance will increase and justification will enlarge and become your entire experience. And the defense will get so high that you lose all access to even the curiosity as to what exactly is that belief that I'm so afraid of approaching. And this is why it's wonderful to have mighty companions, because they act like wing mirrors, able to show you your blind spot, remind you it's there, say, actually, that's that thing again coming up for you, without poking at it too much. Now here's the rub. You'll actually think they're poking at you. You'll think they're deliberately annoying you, inflaming you, driving you mad. But what's happening is that the guilt and shame that you no longer want to have out of awareness, that you actually do want to question and release, is coming up to be seen in such a way that you can make that final choice. And this is the only choice you ever need to make. And that's, I do not like how I feel. I must have decided wrongly. And when that openness returns, then you can at least invite the spirit to look with you upon this blind spot, knowing that the spirit is only interested in restoring you to an experience of innocence. And that even though you're going to look upon what you might consider the most heinous guilt, the most terrible wrongdoing, or even, in your opinion, also of the ego, the most justified reason you had to do something that you're abhorred by, when you're willing to look upon all of those conflicting thoughts, beliefs, and desires with the spirit, knowing that the only purpose is innocence, then you won't be afraid. Your heart may be pounding, but you'll know who goes beside you. And when you look upon those seeming conflicts in the mind, you'll see that they're all internal. And you'll see that what you were really afraid to witness to was that you were doing this to yourself. You were doing this to yourself. And again, here's the answer though. There is no blame even for that. There is only the invitation to responsibility, to take the correction, to sit with the vision of the Holy Spirit, to look with eyes of innocence upon the seeming self that you think that you are and the activities that you think have unfolded. We are our own worst enemies, and it is this that we are afraid to see. And yet, even then, in the seeing of it, you are instantly restored to a sense of who you truly are and what is real. And from there, the belief that it is your fault can be questioned, because that's the belief that everybody's running from. The belief that something, the basic separation, nobody knows what it is they're running from. The belief that it is your fault. Because it is your holding to the guilt that keeps it recurring and repeating in your life. So the innocence you offer to your brother is your own innocence. And when we become highly defended, that means there's blame bouncing around. And I like to think of blame as like a hand grenade with the pin out. So when that hand grenade is lit and being thrown around, then our sole objective in those moments is for it to just not be us. It's not my fault, it's not my fault, it's not my fault, and we're just batting it away. But that doesn't give you a moment. The invitation of forgiveness is almost to take back that hand grenade, take a good look at it, and be willing to fall on that hand grenade. It's totally counterintuitive. In that willingness to really look and take back the responsibility and fall on that hand grenade, something absolutely incredible happens. It's exactly the same as what happened to Buddha under the Bodhi tree. When he saw the arrows coming towards him and he decided to change his mind about it, what landed were lotus blossoms. You see, it has no power over you. And what will land is the recognition that it cannot kill you. The shame and the guilt cannot kill you. Everyone has their own internal teacher, this loving guide that is waiting to witness with you only to the innocence in your mind, only to what is true, by first taking a really good look at what you do believe you are to blame for, what you do believe you are guilty for. We spend so much time defending, we forget that we are not asked to question that we're not guilty. We're asked to question the belief that we already believe we are guilty. And so, in that gentleness, in that receptivity, in that willingness to simply unfold, in a moment when you feel open to it, not in a defended moment, in a moment when you feel able to it. If you're not able in this moment, then you just put it to one side, write a note to yourself, and come back as soon as you can to it. If you have a mighty companion, they'll most likely remind you that that's what's up for healing and track it for you. But really, it's just trusting that every moment, once devoted to forgiveness, is giving you opportunity after opportunity to see what you have denied, because it's the truth. And there's nothing to fear about the truth.